How does ransomware attack actually work? Here is a nightmare you might wake up to. You open your laptop and every folder is locked. A message on your screen says, pay up or lose everything. That's ransomware. And it's terrifying, but not magical. In this video, I will walk you through how it literally happens in plain English. Hi, I am Mehul Brahmbhatt, CEO and founder of MatrixSpace. I work with businesses to build systems that scale and stay safe. I have seen companies recover from ransomware, and I have seen others almost pulled apart by it. Understanding how an attack unfolds is the first step to stopping one from happening to you. I have helped teams run tabletop exercises, tighten up defenses, and bounce back after incidents. The stories I am about to share come from real cases, but I will keep them anonymous and simple. The setup. It usually starts small. Most ransomware incidents begin with something unremarkable. A single click, a reused password, or an outdated program. It's rarely a Hollywood-style hack. Imagine you leave a small basement window unlocked and opportunists slip in, and that's all the attackers needs to begin. So how does that single slip turn into a full system blackout? Step 1. Getting in. Attackers look for the easiest way in. That could be a convincing email with a link, a password that was used elsewhere, or a forgotten remote access point. The key here is a human error, not super sophisticated code. People make mistakes and criminals exploit them. You have seen phishing emails, those slightly off login pages or urgent sounding messages. They work because they create tiny moments of doubt and people act fast. Step 2. Hiding out and gathering information. Once inside, the attacker usually doesn't race to lock everything. Instead, they act like a thief casing a house. They look around for valuable targets, where the important files live, where backups are kept, and who the administrators are. They try to stay quiet so they can maximize the damage later. This part is why some attacks go on for the days or weeks before anyone notices. It's still there. Step 3. Spreading and getting ready. After learning the lay of land, attackers move literally. That just means they try to reach other machines and servers. They will try to access shared drives or systems that connect many people. The goal is to hit the biggest and most critical targets when they finally strike. Think of it as a putting dominoes in line. The attackers lines them up quietly so one push will topple many. Step 4. The lock and the node. When they are ready, they hit the big switches. Files get encrypted, access is cut off, and ransom note appears. The note tells you how much to pay, how to contact them, and often threatens to release stolen data publicly. It's a shocking moment, but it's the visible end of a slow, deliberate process. Step 5. The ugly choices after the attack. You face hard choices, restore from backups, negotiate, or sometimes pay. Paying doesn't guarantee the attacker will keep their word or that they didn't copy sensitive data already. And even if you get your files back, you might still face regulatory or reputational damage because the data was at risk. We have seen major organizations take weeks to recover, not just because of lost files, but because of the investigation and legal follow-ups that follow. A short human story, Anonymized. Say you are a mid-sized company where single contractor's email led to an incident. The attacker spent days mapping shared folders, then encrypted payroll and the client records over a weekend. The backups were intact, but because client list had been copied, the company had to treat the situation as both a technical and a communications crisis. That's when leadership, legal, and IT all had to act together. It's not just an IT problem, it's a business problem. How people usually discover an attack, the early signs. You might notice slow systems, strange login alerts, or colleagues suddenly unable to access files. Or you might wake up to the ransom note. The sooner you spot the odd behavior, the better your chances of containing it. What to do immediately? If you suspect ransomware, don't panic. Disconnect affected devices from the network, call your incident response team or a trusted cyber professional, and preserve logs if you can. Notify leadership, and depending on where you are and your industry, law enforcement may need to be involved. Don't make rush decisions about paying. Bring in experts first. I am keeping this high level on purpose. The right steps depend on your situation and need trained responders. How to make an attack far less likely prevention than actually works. Prevention is the real win. Here are the things that constantly reduce risk, described simply without jargons. Keep backups and test them. Make sure you can restore and keep backups isolated so they can't be encrypted too. Use strong unique passwords and multi-factor authentication. It's a huge blocker for criminals. Patch and update your software. Small updates prevent small openings. Limit access. People only need certain files and systems to do their job. Don't give everyone the keys to the kingdom. Train people regularly. Simulate phishing tests. Practical training make teams less likely to click the wrong thing. Have a plan. Tabletop exercises and incident response playbook mean people know what to do when things go wrong. These aren't glamorous changes, but they are practical and they work. Key takeaways. Alright, quick summary so you can remember the essentials. Ransomware is usually slow, deliberate process, not an instant strike. Most attacks start with a human error or a tiny system gap, so people and processes matter as much as tech. Backups are your best friend, but they must be tested and isolated. Don't face it alone. Involve response experts and your leadership team. This is a company level issue. Prevention beats cure. Strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, updates, and training dramatically reduce risk. If you take away just one thing, prioritize reliable, isolated backups and make sure your team knows the plan if something happens. Have you or your company ever had a close call with ransomware or run a tabletop exercise? Drop a short comment, like the video if you found this useful, and subscribe for more practical security breakdowns. I'll see you in my next one.